What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. And Liv Morgan finally did it as she outlasted 29 opponents to win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. However, what was the real reason why Liv Morgan finally won the match, and what does it mean for WWE? Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 1. The third time's the charm. Liv Morgan's Royal Rumble win couldn't have been booked any better, as it played off Morgan's repeated frustrations in trying to win one of WWE's most prestigious matches. Now, although Liv has held the Women's World Championship twice, the Rumble has always eluded her, something frustrating for her and, more importantly, her many fans. To make matters worse, Liv's losses often went down to the wire, with Morgan coming in as a runner-up twice in 2023 and 2024, a true heartbreaker. But tonight, Liv proved that she can win the big one, a testament to her persistence and a reminder of how long-term storytelling can pay off with big wins like this. Whether or not WWE intended for Liv to eventually win the Rumble is unknown, but there's no doubt her past close calls created tonight's stupendous win. Number 2, it builds heat with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. One of the most immediate reasons for Liv's win is to build heat with her Judgment Day teammates Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Interestingly enough, WWE seemed to be building heat between Liv and Roxanne before her unfortunate injury last June, but the storyline seemed to vanish when Morgan returned last November. But now look for Liv's relationship with the Judgment Day to crumble as jealousy rears its ugly face and Liv finds herself fighting it to make it to WrestleMania. But now WWE has not one but two rivals for Liv to deal with in the Judgment Day. The ever-opportunistic Roxanne Perez, who wormed her way into the group during Liv's absence, and Raquel Rodriguez, who was clearly disappointed tonight when Liv threw her out the ring, despite the Rumble match always being everyone for themselves. Raquel has been one of Morgan's staunchest allies, and tonight's elimination gives Rodriguez every storyline reason to play the embittered friend. Don't be surprised if Perez eggs Raquel on, hoping to weaken Morgan for when she makes her move. Number 3, an added element of intrigue. Now, a potential feud with her Judgment Day teammates could lead to Liv finding herself putting her WrestleMania match on the line. Now, this wouldn't be the first time a wrestler has challenged a Royal Rumble winner for their title shot, and this possibility could add more suspense to Liv's road to WrestleMania, with fans wondering whether Roxanne Perez, who's been on the fast track to the top since jumping to the main roster, could out-hustle Morgan for the title spot. Whether or not this happens isn't the question. What's more important is that it could create a great match either on PLE or an episode of Saturday night's main event. Number 4, Liv is turning babyface. A babyface turns are an interesting thing, as fans can cheer a heel for months before a promotion decides to acknowledge their cheers and make the switch, or as fans have occasionally seen, for a promotion to ignore the fans. In the case of Liv Morgan, she's been cheered for so long that fans treat her like a babyface, regardless of what WWE does, much like Liv's kayfabe boy toy Dirty Dominic Mysterio has been cheered for over a year. However, in Liv's case, WWE seems to realize the time is right for Morgan to turn babyface, and as we'll see, some are good reasons behind this decision. While the fans' reaction to Liv's win wasn't unexpected, it had to convince any WWE officials who were uncertain about Morgan going babyface that they made the right call. I mean, for crying out loud, she's a heel and she got one of the biggest pops in Saudi Arabia. Number 5, it freshens up the Women's World title picture. Who will Liv Morgan challenge for the Women's World Championship? Well, that's an interesting question, as Morgan currently has the choice between babyface Stephanie Vaquer and heel Jade Cargill. Either way, fans can expect a compelling match, as Morgan's interactions with both women have been negligible, particularly in singles action. Then again, WWE could shake things up by putting either title on a different superstar. Whatever the case, Liv Morgan hasn't been Women's World Champion since Raw's premiere on Netflix in January of 2025. A lot has changed since then, with several new superstars jumping to the main roster and finding themselves either in the Women's World title picture or on the cusp of it. Having Morgan square off against talents like Julia, Jade Cargill, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Stephanie Vaquer and Jordynne Grace could keep her busy while entertaining the fans for next year. Morgan will also have the chance to battle more established superstars, but this time as a babyface. Sadly, WWE's Women's World title picture has been in a slump, with Stephanie Vaquer stuck in a meaningless feud with Nikki Bella and WWE treating Jade Cargill as not even having the championship. Number 6, WWE wants to capitalize on Morgan's insane popularity. Liv Morgan is one of WWE's biggest success stories, with Morgan scrapping her way from one setback after another to stay in the company, let alone stay relevant. Morgan's 9-year main roster WWE career saw several stalls, including questionable booking and frequent injuries. Nonetheless, she's done everything right, never giving up or complaining about her situation in the company. She's also worked hard to improve her act, particularly her connection with fans. Liv has gone from someone with a small but loyal fan base to a superstar swarmed by fans wherever she goes. Now WWE has a chance to create a new megastar in the women's division, much as it did when it turned Rhea Ripley heel and let the fans warm up to her new persona before she switched back, becoming one of its biggest babyfaces in the division. As we've suggested before, there's a notable difference between a main eventer and a megastar, and if Liv Morgan becomes a megastar, she could help build a women's division for the next 5 years or even more. Number 7, WWE wants to make up for lost time. One of WWE's biggest challenges with Liv Morgan has been dealing with her many injuries that have sidelined her during championship reigns and in the middle of some big pushes. One of the most telling aspects of WWE's wish to push Morgan is that the company hasn't let her frequent injuries change the way it's booked her. The WWE Universe has repeatedly seen instances where a wrestler gets hurt twice and their push then evaporates, or even worse, they find themselves future endeavored. WWE had plenty of reasons to drop Morgan given her notable injuries. However, that's not the case, and a win tonight shows the promotion wants to make up for lost time and elevate Morgan back into the Women's World title picture. Winning the Royal Rumble is a career-changing moment, and WWE doesn't normally give away wins like this casually, despite what happened in 2025 with Jey Uso. The only downside to Liv's win is the possibility that she could get hurt again. For whatever reason, some wrestlers are injury-prone, and if Morgan is sidelined again, look for critics to question WWE's decision to have her win the Rumble, especially if she doesn't make it to WrestleMania. Number 8, WWE may be looking to capitalize on Liv's crossover appeal. Is Liv Morgan a crossover star like John Cena or The Rock? Not hardly, but at the same time, Morgan has been building up a portfolio of crossover appearances in pop culture, whether it's in TV roles or spotlight segments at sporting events. Granted, there are no guarantees when it comes to wrestlers becoming mainstream stars, but Liv Morgan has enough potential, and it's very likely WWE sees this. Having Morgan appear in a TV series or film means prime publicity for WWE when she's described as its Women's World Champion and 2026 Royal Rumble winner. Number 9, Liv as champion can help younger talent develop and get over. Now, is Liv Morgan going to win the Women's World Championship? Well, there are a few guarantees in WWE, but in this instance, fans are already confident Morgan is going to the Showcase of the Immortals and leaving with the World Championship. If so, that puts her into a prime spot, a veteran who can use her popularity to create interest in whoever she wrestles, while also helping said talent develop their skills. May not be a wrestling queen like Charlotte Flair, but she has a lot to offer young talent by sharing experience, whether it's how the business works, how to build on ring psychology, most of all, how to get over, something she has a masterclass in. Number 10, WWE wanted a big pop for the Saudi crowd. Now, another reason for Morgan's win was to just simply pop the crowd in Saudi Arabia. WWE's always worked hard to make the Saudi Sports Authority happy, which is wise when you consider how much money they're getting paid to bring shows to the Middle East. Whether it's bringing dream matches to the country, holding big events like the Greatest Royal Rumble, or making sure fans go home happy, having Liv win the Rumble might not justify the price the Saudi government paid WWE, but chances are it went a long way in making Saudi Arabian officials happy. Number 11, why not Rhea Ripley? Well, there was a big reason why WWE didn't want Rhea Ripley winning this year's Rumble. Ripley, who was a firm favourite going in, had probably one of the biggest chances. However, it seems that WWE weren't ready to have Rhea Ripley win the Rumble again. It's possible that Rhea Ripley wins the Elimination Chamber instead, and then somehow goes to WrestleMania where she faces off with Io Sky. WWE is definitely looking to book a match between the two, and whilst we don't think that it's going to be a heel versus babyface match, the title is surely to be on the line somehow, and WWE needed to continue its momentum. January has been an amazing month for WWE as fans have seen a significant and a noticeable improvement in storytelling. 2025 wasn't a good year for WWE fans when it comes to storytelling, and with WrestleMania just months away, the promotion knew it couldn't get off to a shaky start as it did with last year's questionable Rumble win by Charlotte Flair. Not so this year, as WWE went with a popular pick and one that does more than just make the fans happy. 2026 could be a great year not only for Liv Morgan, but for the women's division and indeed the entire company. It'll be interesting to see how fans look back at Liv's win as 2026 comes to a close and whether Liv's win led to a huge turnaround. But there you have it folks, the real reasons why Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.